Hi, I'm Violet Valentine. I'm making 2009 style video blogs, mostly talking about my movie, but not today. Hey, how's it going? I did Trans Pride today. Trans Pride's always been sort of funny. Um, for the last couple years, every year at Trans Pride, somewhat by coincidence, I've met someone who went on to be like a close friend or a lover or something. And every year, I always joke that Trans Pride is like the first episode of the next season of my life. You know, like even 5 years ago, I met so many people who went on to be like big parts of my life. 2 years ago, the one I wish I could. Yeah, and you know, my relationship with that shit has changed. I read a tweet today that I liked. It said if you're not an assimilationist by your first year of transition, you don't have heart, and if you're not a separatist by your fifth year of transition, you don't have soul. And you know, I don't want to make like any too broad statements. I'm sort of blowing off steam. I had a really long day. It's 4 in the morning. I had a terrible diabetic attack recently, so I'm kind of like 80%. So bear with me. I'm going to wax. I'm going to do a little waxing. Because like every year, you know, and like last year, I went and I met this girl who was so cool. She was like a normie. It was like for that year of my transition, I thought I'd try being a normie. She was like a cool black girl from Compton. And we hit it off, and she would like invite me to brunches, and I would wear little Chanel outfits, and I would look very like a different look for me. And we would get mimosas, and we would like talk about how we tell each other we were powerful and that men were stupid. And then we'd go like to a bar and like just sort of like be. It was like I never had access to like I was never pretty, like, the further along in your transition you are, the more, for me anyway, the more, like, I fit in more and more. You know, people take you more seriously. And, you know, it was my first year, like, actually being accepted in just, like, boring female spaces. I wanted to try it out. That's a new life for me. I'm sort of obsessed with trying out new lives. Like, my wife grew up in New York. Like, I'm a poker player. Like, I love different people. I spend all day in spaces talking to different people. I like just obsessed with accessing different spaces and different universes and different lives. In the last episode of Star Trek The Next Generation, there's a moment, I saw this when I was 12, 13 probably, and it stuck with me my whole life. If you'll remember Q, was like a godlike eternal being, and he was in this like place that was like a metaphor for reality. He was showing Picard. He's like, you know, like I've tried every aspect of this like nativity that represents reality. And there was like a scarecrow, and he's like, yeah, once for like millions of years, I wanted to know what it was like to be a scarecrow, so I spent a million years as a scarecrow. And his friend, who was also an immortal being, snapped at him and goes, everyone's done the scarecrow. I thought that was like the best, that like hit me so hard when I was 12 years old. I'm like, everyone's done the scarecrow. Like, I just want to do the scarecrow. I just want to like try being a normie, you know, vanilla lady. Let's see if I can do it. It took a long time to be able to just be accepted into that kind of space without it being an issue. And you know what? Didn't last. Wanted to be a normie, but after a couple brunches, I just, you know, but it was sort of like represented my year. That was like the first episode of like the 2025 season of The Violet Show. And this year, I don't know. Like I just like don't, I think in your first couple years of being trans, it's very easy to make being trans your whole identity. Of course it is. You don't fit in anywhere else. There's a lot of people going through the same shit. You have a lot of trauma. T for T is like incest. It would probably happen if two sisters were locked in an attic for a long time. And the victims don't deserve anger. They deserve sympathy. And that's what it is. And like that's fine. And like I'm blowing off steam. I had a rough day and I just had a diabetic attack. So don't take anything I say too seriously, really. But like for me, sometimes it just feels like I didn't transition to be trans. Like when I was a little girl and I'd like dreamed or like figured my shit out, I didn't say one day I want to be a weird third gender who does like TikToks. I just wanted to be a girl, and I want to get, and I understand that passing's a thing, and this is all the surgery I'm going to get. This is how I look. Sometimes I think I pass. Lately, since I got FFS, I really think in my head They're like, as long as I don't talk, because my voice isn't there yet, but when I walk down the street looking normal, you know, maybe I pass a little. It's like a thing I let myself believe. But it's been Pride Week, and I walked out the street today and just dressed like this, and like probably 5 people do these when I walk past or clap. You know how awful it is when you're just trying to be a woman and someone claps because they're so proud of you for something? I'm like, bitch, you're just clocking me. It's so annoying. Like, whatever fantasy I have of passing, like, it's not over. But, you know, there's no more surgery coming, and I walk down the street and people clap for me. This is it. I think what my point is today. Just a bummer of a day. And so I went to Trans Pride today thinking, like, you know what, like, this has always been, like, metaphorically and emotionally, and, like, also very realistically, like, a thing that, like mattered to me. I remember 5 years ago, afterwards, like, me and, I won't say names, but people really close to me, like, it was our first night. We, like, went to my girlfriend's place, and we, like, hung out all night, and, like, we bonded, and then we were, like, really close, and, you know, it's just, like, it's, like, I've had these nights. And I went today, but I don't want that anymore. Like, I don't want my life to be, I meet another transsexual and I explore a new space, because I know every type of transsexual. I spend every night in spaces talking to random transsexuals. I talk to sex workers. I talk to people from all walks of life. There's not a type of trans person I have not identified, studied, and, like, been fascinated by. I really like my community. I really got so much out of it in the last few years. I've helped so many people. Or tried to help so many people. You can only help people so much. I promote GoFundMes. I help people. I try really hard, but you really can't help people. That's something I learned pretty quick. I'm pretty slow, really. I work my ass off, though. I just want to help people. I meet people who are in so much trouble and in so much pain, who remind me of myself that I care about. I saw this show, Pose, and that show fucked me over more than anything's ever fucked me over. Fucking... You know, because I watched that show early in transition before I'd met trans people, and it's like a show about, like, people who have a shitty fucking situation, who got nobody else in the world, and they find people like them, and they hang on tight, and they're there for them when they need them, and they need them, like, you know what I mean? Like, that community shit, I bought into all that shit. I started a house. I just wanted, like, people I could, like, rely on and care about and, like, be there for, and that didn't mean anything. I thought it meant something to me. It meant something to Dahlia. I think it meant something to other people. But, you know, it just, like, that's the thing about Pose is it's not real. It's like model minority bullshit. It's not authentic. And I say that as someone who loves Pose. I cried when Candy died. I'm about to shit on Pose again. So bear with me. I come at it from a place of something that mattered so much to me. Cried when Candy died. But the Pose thing, it was like 5 trans women, none of which had autism and none of which were disabled, all straight, perfectly passing, supportive, like, it's just like not, that's not real life. The point of 5 trans women, 3 of them are disabled. And making a show that, like, just creates this, like, fantasy world that's like Ryan Murphy's, like, trying to model minority cis people into us, like, not a good show for me. You can make arguments about how, like, model minority stuff, like, sometimes, like, blah, 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 blah. But my point is, as far as it affected my life, it basically put myself in situations where I was, like, giving my heart and soul to people, and they were, like, taking... Like, because I just had a GoFundMe. I'll be honest, I'm having some rough times. My wife used to be a baller in tech. She was, like, a big shit when I was making her. I won't say how much she was making, but a lot. Enough that I could quit my job, and, like, because I wasn't even making enough money to matter. I'd work all day at my job, and I'd make X amount of dollars, and then she'd have Greek food delivered, like lamb shanks, and in my head I'd be like, that costs more than I made all day. Why don't I just not work, and we don't have lamb shanks every night? And it was no big deal. Like, my wife was financially comfortable, and I got a couple years off. It was great. But now it has been, because tech collapsed about 1.5 years ago, and she's a woman over 50 in tech, and it's been hard to get a job. It's been impossible, actually. We are struggling. I have been driven. We are a month past our rent. I eat at a food bank. My life could not be worse financially. I'm doing things that I don't like to do for money, and yeah, I lost my train of thought. It's just really hard out there. And oh yeah, my point was like my whole thing for the last many years is like GoFundMe's. I have a social media account and I'm in like groups where we like promote and work the algorithm and we like find someone who needs it and then we like coordinate to try to like make money for their GoFundMe's. And I'm very proud of myself that a lot of people on the worst day of their life, I managed to like work with my friends and my community to like get somebody a little bit of money when they needed it. And not everybody came through, but like some people had big stories. Like I won't get into it, but like I've had some real like I've wanted to cry when like people have gotten like $500 donations when they like can't make their rent, and they aren't lying about their neck brace, which was so silly. But I'm not even. I'll cut that. But like, oh God, girl, like, oh, that is so cringe. But my point was like, I've helped so many people, and like, and I never thought I would need shit. Like, me and my wife were talking about retirement 2 years. We were comfortable once upon a time, but very quickly, life can change on you. You've heard the story many times. I've never lived it before, and never thought we'd be in this place. But when I launched my GoFundMe a couple weeks ago, the first day we did good. I had a good first day, but then after that day, like it died. And like, all the people I've helped, like all the people I've like cried for and like done this shit, like where were they when I needed them? Sorry, that's what happened. I don't like that that's the truth, but that is the truth. That is what happened when I put up a GoFundMe and made $1,100. Not enough. Not enough. And like that's just like a metaphor for the whole thing. Like for the years, and again, I like don't want to bitch about this, but also like, dude, that was my GoFundMe. Fuck you, people. Fuck you, people. I'd kill myself for your GoFundMe. I just need to pay my rent. All you have to do is click retweet. All you have to do is fucking click retweet, and like that sums up the whole thing. And like, so I went to Trans Pride today. And I wanted it to be like I just wanted to not be the pilot for my life. I really did. I just wanted to go and I wanted my new friends to come out. And I have like this great community of people I love and like some people I've held on to. And I've built a really beautiful life for myself in the last year or two. Really like learned a lot about life. Like who are the people worth investing in? I used to hang around a lot of people, and again, I don't want to like give oxygen to anything, but like a lot of my people like used to really like worship me. Like my friends like didn't just like me, they worshiped me, which was weird. I look back pre-FFS how people treated me and like stuff, and like there's a lot of things I look back with the clearer eyes. And somebody tonight said when your friends like worship you, that's just like a form of hate you happen to be on the right side of at that time, and that shit blew my mind. That shit speaks to me. Because, like, I don't know, like, looking back, like, I just, like, look at things, like, really differently now. And, like, yeah, like, it just, I don't know. I won't get into it. I've said too much, probably. Sorry. I'm not trying to, like, poke any bears. I'm really not. I'm just talking about my life. So today, like, my fantasy, all week, I've been like, hey, come to Trans Pride for me. You're my friends. I don't ask anything. Call this my annual Discord meetup. Call it, like, just a thing. Come out for me. If you're my friend, meet me at Trans Pride at 3 o'clock. I will be there. I'll feel like in a safe place with my new friends. It'll be sort of be my goodbye. And like, if I bump into anyone who's like a piece of shit to me, like I'll at least feel safe. And at least won't, like, I'll at least have like my moment where I'm like, you know what? Like, if you were a dick to me, like, fine, but like, fuck you. Like, I have better people now. Like, move on. And when I say it out loud, it's stupid, but I just wanted like to move on now. I wanted to move on from like, I mean, I'll always be part of the trans community and I love my people, but like, I just want to like, there was just like a certain energy that I want to like move to the next phase of my life. It's been a long time now. It's not my first day. It's not my 5th year. It's not like, you know what I mean? Like this was great. And like, now I just want to like start a new thing. And I went today and like, because my friends are trans, of the 10 people who were supposed to be there, 10 of them flaked. 10 of them were like, I'll be there in a couple hours. Like 10 of them were like, oh, like they all had good excuses. I don't want to ride anybody. I'm not on time frame. But like my phone is broken. So I rushed to get there. I didn't want to be late. And then I was like walking around to find people. And like, of course, like the kind of people who make being trans their whole personality are the worst people. And they all love Trans Pride. I can't say I was never guilty of that. Being trans was my whole personality for the first couple of years. Not proud of it. It's cringe. People say Trans Pride. Someone this week said Trans Pride is a cringe thing that we all do together and we just let ourselves be cringe. And that sums it up so well. There's like a place where you make like flower crowns and like it's fucking cringe. It's blaha shit. It's skirt goes spinny cat ears. But you know what? One day out of the year, I'm making myself a flower crown. I'm putting on the cat ears, ironically. I'm making the Amazon skirt go spinny, ironically. And, you know, and you go out and you get to meet people like, you know, in that world. And like, you know, people who make being trans, people in their first couple years, which I don't have a lot of tolerance for, but once a year I try to. I try to be like, hey, like, welcome to this fucking life. It's sort of hell. It's sort of hell. I've been so frustrated lately. I got FFS and I thought it would fit like, and life got better enough. I've been dealing with, I want to say like, how do I talk about it? Like ever since I got FFS, people have been treating me like a human and it has gotten worse every day. Every time I had someone look at me just like lovingly the other day and it made me so angry. It made me so want to cry because I think I said this before. People treated me like a human being and they looked at me like I was a human being till about the day I transitioned. And then it stopped pretty fucking hard. And then for like the last half decade or so, you know, you don't like consciously realize it and you don't like pick on people and it's just like little stuff all the time. But people really didn't, like I was very dehumanized. And like, one thing I didn't understand that I very much understand now is I used to think like I was dehumanized by the world, but like I had a safe place with my community. But the truth is that's not the case. Your community is just as transphobic as cis people on the street, and in some ways much worse because they aren't doing the work. They have their own dysphoria. They have their own shit. Like some of these people suck. Some like there's like mental illness. Like I don't want to like I'm not. And again, I don't want to shit on my community. But realistically, after spending half a decade in this thing, the biggest transphobia I've experienced has come from people in hindsight that like had their own shit and like had their own drug addictions, their own dysphoria, and they were either jealous of you. Like trans women are either jealous of you because you're hotter than them, or they hate you because you're uglier than them, and you remind them of that. Like people project shit onto you. This is not like a big mind blower. Everyone is transphobic. Everyone is. And I'm transphobic, of course. We're all transphobic. It is a whole ass thing. We live in a society. What was my point? My point... I'm so tired. I hate having diabetic attacks. Having a diabetic attack at Trans Pride feels like a shitty scene from a fucking dumb one-act play or something. It's like a metaphor. Having your brain just shut down, surrounded by first-year transition cringe people. No hate to my community. I'm cringe too. Let me be real. Give me some space to vent. It's been annoying. So yeah, my friends didn't show up. And then I went in the Discord and I snapped at them because I'm like, yo, this was like my exit. I'm bumping into people I don't want to bump into. People I'm sick of bumping into. People whose names I won't give oxygen to who just fucking are annoying. And I don't know, man. But then, happy ending. I'm like, how can I have some closure? And all day I've been like, I'll just do a video blog and vent at the end of the day. This is all the closure I'm going to get. And it's all I needed. I just needed a little. I just want to move on. I had a rough year. Let stupid people into my life. My wife makes fun of me. She's like, I always told you these things. I'm like, I know. I am stupid and I pet stray dogs. What was my point? Now I'm just like pity partying. Oh yeah. After a while, I went home and I took some suicide calls because that's just a thing I do all the time that I don't talk about. And because I can't turn it off. I take suicide calls. I can't post any of this. Or I'll post all of it. Who knows? And I just had a friend call me up and be like, do you just want to go dancing? And they were so cool. I have this great new friend that I really like. Filmmaker, hustler, really passionate. And we just like went out and like danced all night. Went to a lot of bars. And it's so great when you go out with somebody. Because you go from Trans Pride, which is like the same miserable people I've been bumping into. The stupid bullshit. They all hate each other. Blah, blah, blah. Exhausting shit. And you forget that that world is like one polycule of annoying people. And that there's 7 billion people in LA. And you go out and you go to 20 different bars and you have 50 different people hit on you and you talk to like 20 different like people from all over the world. And then I met a trans girl at the end of the night who was like bitching about the same people I was bitching about like in a bar because it was Pride or whatever. And it just like, I don't know, like it just brought me a lot of joy. Because like even with all the bullshit, even with like all the cringe of it and the like closure of it and the like just irritating nonsense of it and transphobia. And oh yeah, to get back, I didn't finish my thought on FFS. Yeah, so like I'm bouncing around, but I'm very tired and I had a diabetic attack. Those are a thing. I just like was dehumanized for 5 years and like I like a frog in boiling water, you like can't. It's like living with a bad roommate. You just live with it. It's just who it is. And you kind of forget that it's like, because you don't want to like live your life being like, you're just doing this to me because I'm trans, because like that's annoying. No one wants to hear that. It's like annoying. But then you get FFS and everyone is treating me like a person for the first time in a really long time. And it's such a simple thing that every time it happens, it makes me so angry. Like it makes me so angry. Like apparently you process this. You're mourning not having your needs met. Someone put it that way. You put it better than that. Fucking up the quote. But that shit hit with me. And yeah, I am mourning it. I am like mourning that like now like people look at me different. People talk to me different. People treat me like a person. People don't treat me like they used to treat me. People don't treat me like shit anymore. People don't take me for granted. I always felt like even with people I cared about, I was a guest in their space by their courtesy. They were doing a favor and letting like an old tranny hang out with them. Or like, I don't know, just like you never feel like you belong. You always feel like you're one stupid thing away. Like even in places I felt safe, I never really felt safe. I always knew in my heart what was going on. You know, I'm slightly older. Sorry, everyone my age killed themselves. I'm sorry that there was like a genocide of AIDS that was like put down upon people, and all the people who should have been my parents and taught me basic things at an early age were just like wiped out by AIDS. I'm sorry I was one of the only people who survived. Managed not to kill myself and like, you know, thrive despite that. Sorry I survived and I'm awesome at it and I'm cool. Sorry you're 35 and I'm 40. Oh my God, age gap. Fucking stupid shit. Nonstop like Twitter discourse. Fucking exhausting. And it means nothing. But now that I have FFS, it's different. It really is. People treat me totally different. People care about me. I've been in relationships with people who care about me in a way that nobody cared about me for 5 years. Even people who cared about me didn't care about me the way people care about me now that I'm not ugly. It's just a fact. People can disagree or agree with that. I'm sure people want to. The thing about transphobia is like nobody wants to deal with it and nobody wants to hear it. And I get that. You're transphobic is such an annoying thing to say to people. But it's also 100% true. So it's hard to talk about, it's boring to talk about, and no one wants to hear it, but I don't know. It's really frustrating too because like it's very obvious when you live it. Like 6 months ago, if I went out, people treated me a certain way. And now people treat me a very different way. And if I point that out, people would like question my reality before they accept like basically that like being an ugly non-passing tranny is not as it's harder than being a less like an ugly non-passing tranny. Like it's like a very basic thing, but people like just don't want to like they don't want to like it's just not a conversation anyone wants to hear or believe. It's exhausting. But in good news, I went dancing with my friend. I have this friend, she's so passionate. I really like her. She just like loves life. She's like always working. She's always making art. She reminds me of that age. She lives by herself. She's like really into boys. I don't know anyone else who like works all day and then is like, and then I went on Grindr and I fucked 3 guys and it was amazing. Like that's like just like it's simple joy. Like I envy straight girls. I really do. Lesbian shit's exhausting. I see straight girls just like fuck a dude and then they're happy and that's it. And see lesbians talk about their feelings for hours, negotiate, check in. It's all good stuff. It's what I do. I've always done it. It was funny because I've always been a lesbian. I used to date straight girls. And every straight girl I ever dated was like, I've never dated anyone like you. You kiss so gentle. You like don't treat me like shit. You like communicate with me. They were just experienced lesbianism. The thing every straight girl wants but can't have. I made so many straight girls' dreams come true. It was awesome. I miss straight girls. I thought I missed straight girls. I recently met someone. I can't tell that story. I'm not going to tell that story. But for the Halloween lovers in the house, for the Cassie Pritchard fetish havers, cis female chasers, I don't know. Like when you sleep with like a cis girl who's like into trans women, like the way that like I'm not gonna tell these stories. What a day. Probably shouldn't post any of this. If I accidentally gave oxygen to something, sorry. Let it go for me. I'm trying. I'm genuinely trying to be a nice, wonderful person. Really am. If I fuck up, just tell me. That's the thing about autism, which I guess I have. For the sake of conversation, I have it. Everybody says they have autism. I'm weird. I'm dyslexic. I'm neurodivergent. I don't take the test online. I don't know. Sometimes I think I'm not autistic and people tell me I'm autistic. The weird thing about being trans is like, all my artistic friends are obsessed with telling me I'm autistic. Okay. What do these words even mean? People would like use it as like, people talk about horoscopes now and diagnosing and all this stuff. And I find words like autism or BPD or narcissist or all these like therapy speak Gen Z is obsessed with, which they like do to like really just dehumanize and distance other people from them, or just like to justify like the shitty things they want to do anyway. But like, for the sake of argument, I find calling people narcissists awful because like it's just dehumanizing, and I just don't think you're in a position to like diagnose anyone. Even if people are narcissists, that's the word people love the most. But these words, these therapy words, BPD, narcissism, whatever you're calling your ex. Like, these words are like meant to, in a therapy context, dysphoria, for example, that's one. In a therapy context, working with a therapist, talking about them can be tools to give you insights to like navigate your own psyche. And like, that's what these words exist for. They don't exist to like dehumanize and shout at people you don't like. Like, nobody can just break up with someone and be like it was a shitty relationship anymore. They have to be like, oh, like they were like a narcissist manipulator, blah, 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 blah. Like, it's just like TikTok ruined people's brains. I'm really sick of it. I'm sick of hearing it. Just I hear people say it about other people. This isn't like subtweeting anything. It's just like, I don't know, maybe that's just like elder millennial. Like we all bitch about that. Man, these kids with the TikToks. 6, 7. Dick. Trying to be an influencer soon. I've been thinking about that. I met this incredible influencer. They came. It's funny too because my movie premiered, and the day my movie premiered, people started taking me seriously. You could tell. It's funny because I take myself seriously because I have a cool movie and I've watched it, but no one else has seen it. You know? So even though like eventually it will be seen and people will take me seriously, up till now I was just like someone tweeting that I'm awesome, which got me pretty far. Got crowdfunding out of it. I got 8,000 followers, whoop-de-fucking-do. I was a micro-influencer for 5 seconds, going back to people worshiping me and it ultimately being uncomfortable and weird. The other thing, too, is like, when I was attracting people to me, like when I was ugly, let's just say when I was ugly, for the last couple of years, people thought I had clout. I never had clout. I never really had clout. Not really. I got, what is clout even? But I never had it for real. But people thought because there were a couple of like really big, powerful influencers who were retweeting me a lot. Like people like assumed, I like gave the impression of clout, which is in a way the same thing as having clout. However, if you're not getting money out of it, what are we talking about? What is this abstract currency? And not a lot of people, when my movie was first coming out, when I shot it, and I had a lot of heat behind it for a second, I was like, I would tweet a still from my movie and it would get like 300,000 views. People were excited. And people were trying to buddy up to me. And I didn't think anything of it. I do not know anything about any of this. I did not even have a Twitter account till I wanted to cast a movie. And I sort of fell into the whole thing. I just wanted to cast trans people, and the trans people I found happened to be influencers. And then I just cast people, and suddenly I'm part of an ecosystem. And I got a little drunk on it. I'm not going to lie. Tweeting my dumb non sequiturs and having people, the number go up and people like, you know what I mean? I tweet my selfie and people would like, I was like fucking around with just being like, like to me it was just a game. I didn't take it seriously, but like I sort of like created a micro influencer image to like a very small amount of people. But like those people, I'm getting too in the weeds on this. Maybe this is boring. But I think my point was when my movie was about to come out 2 years ago now, a lot of people were buddying up to me. And I didn't realize that's what was going on. There was one person, they would come into my spaces. I didn't notice this at the time. Looking back, it's very clear what happened. But at the time, they would pop into my spaces, stay long enough to tell like one quick story, like give a compliment and leave, like for a couple minutes. Which I was just like, oh, that's fun. And then they moved to LA, and I said, oh, the same thing I tell anyone moving to LA, like, oh, if you're new in LA, let me help you out. I remember when I moved to San Francisco, it was very hard to make my first friend. Very hard when you move to a new city to make new friends. And some people can't even survive. So whenever I can, I just try to help people. So I was like, yeah, I do a karaoke night. Come to my karaoke night. Like, and they would come and they would take a selfie with me, and then they would go. And I didn't think anything of it. Like, oh, there's someplace to be. Like, and like they were cute. Like, I'd take selfies with anybody. I didn't think that like I didn't get what was going on. And like they even took me to a museum once, but then like ditched me when we got there. I'm like, why'd you invite me to a museum and ditch me? Like the second, and I just like walked around a museum without them. And I was like, why'd you? Anyway, but then like. They were like, we were at a karaoke night that I ran, and they were like, oh, can you like introduce me to this particular person? And I was like, oh, like I don't actually like we like have a fake social media thing where we promote each other. Like we don't actually even get along in real life. We just like have hustle and like we don't not get along. We're like, I don't know, like we're different types of people. And that person never talked to me again. Ever. And 3 weeks later, I saw a selfie of them with the person they were trying to buddy up to. Like on Twitter, like, guess what? I was like, oh man, like, I just felt like so skeezed about it. And that was like what it was like when my movie like almost came out 2 years ago. And then like very slowly, as my movie did not come out, for different reasons, which are hilarious and off-camera stories, as the movie did not come out, it like really became very clear that a lot of people who I thought we were just like making art and being friends, but like very quickly I got the LA like, oh, like a lot of you people were like just trying to like coast on my like, are you kidding? That's so corny. Like maybe I'm old. I did not even know what a Kardashian was. I don't know what like the word influencer to me, like I didn't even know, like I've never followed one in my life. I watched like Chinese art films. I like, you know what I mean? Like I'm like a stoner who looks down on that stuff and like is super into like Hong Kong art films and like just making art and like I'm just not from that generation or that world. So like the idea of it is like very much just like a silly abstract to me. And like, it was like a real education too. And I wasn't even trying to be a good influencer. I did a lot of stuff that irritated people because I wasn't like, if you're going to do it, you should approach it as a business and like study what's popular. And like, there's a system to it. There's a game you play. But I was like not doing the game right. I was saying all kinds of annoying things. I pissed off a lot of people just because I was just like tweeting dumb shit that made me laugh, like stoned in the middle of the night. I didn't really think about that people were reading my tweets. You know what I mean? Like you're just high and you're like, funny joke. Like 5 people like it, you know? I've been tweeting for like 20 years. I started Twitter in 2009. That's how old my account is. And like, I always had like 10 followers and it was like my brother, like 2 of my stoner buddies. And I'd have a funny thought. I'd type it out, post it, and like 2 of my friends would laugh. Great. Like when it shifted to suddenly like, oh, like I'm building an audience and I'm like gaining like X followers per day at a certain rate. Like I should have just posted selfies and like engagement bait and like bullshit. And like I did some of that. But I also like mixed in a lot of stuff that was just like me like being snarky or having an annoying take or like saying I didn't like something, which you're never supposed to do. You know what I mean? Just like fucking around because I didn't like take it seriously. And that mix of like drawing people in and then being annoying. There's a lot of like random accounts that have me blocked. Just because I'm annoying. And like whatever, like I didn't think anything of it at the time. I like never thought long term. But like on this very long-winded way of saying, I met an influencer recently. As soon as my movie got big, the day it premiered, they were going to come to my premiere. They found me and we hit it off. I like them. My attitude on this stuff has changed a lot. Now that I've spent like 5 years in influencer space. Like many of my friends are like influencers. Something that I still find corny and funny. And I think part of like the friends who do like me, some influencers hate me. Like that's just a fact. Because I am annoying. And also too, like when you're like a 24-year-old like Instagram model, like you don't necessarily want to hang out with me. And I get that. Like it's fine. I don't care. Like, I'm married. Hang out with my wife most nights. I'm happy. I'm cool. I don't need like a 24-year-old influencer to like me or dislike me. And it's cool. And when I was 24, I was such a. The thing is, when people younger than me are a dick to me, like part of me is like, I had this roommate when in my 20s who was like over 40. It's like 45. And I would punk him so bad. I'm like, why are you hanging out with young people? You know what I mean? Like, so when people do it to me, I just like hear myself. I'm like, yeah, I deserve that. I fucking like was shitty to potholder. Like, I was shitty to like I don't know, like needlessly shitty to like someone like just because I was a prick. So like I don't take it seriously. Like if someone's gonna be like, like about like ageist or whatever, I'm like, kids, go have fun. Like I was just like you. But yeah, they were thinking about like making me, because I don't have any money. And they were like, hey, if you make a movie with me, and I'd love to make a movie with them. They have all the things I like. Because I just like working with hustlers. Like, I just want to make art. Like, I just want to go out, turn on my camera, make art, sell it. I want people who feel that way. And it's been really hard to find people like that. People with hustle, I don't know. Like, I just haven't found them. I find a lot of people who are like flaky. But like, I want it bad. Sometimes people want to work with me. I'm like, well, what have you done? They're like, I've never done anything. I'm like, well, I've been doing things every day since I was a teenager. Like, why would someone with like, even if I'm not good, I'm definitely dedicated. I have like 400 videos on this YouTube channel. A lot of them set to private, but like public, like 150, it's like 20 years of YouTube. You've never made a video in your life. Like, come on, man, like make a video and call me back. But now I'm meeting hustlers, and this person's a real hustler. And they were like, if you need money, I can make you like an Instagram influencer. And I've been sort of obsessed with like, just lately, I don't even know why. I've just been like, I think I've just been doom scrolling a lot. Been on Instagram, flicking. And I'll flick those reels. And it must be just because I have a lot of trans friends. I get targeted with like a lot of the like influencer slop. It'll be like, would you date? And it's all like a little transphobic. It's actually like a little off-putting. It's always like, would you date a trans girl? Like, can you tell if I'm trans? Like, it kind of like, it's just annoying. And like, to a trans person, it's generally kind of like, I think it's bad for our community. I say this as someone who's about to start making it. Get your bag. It is what it is. Like, the system is the system. The algorithm's the true enemy, blah, blah, blah. But like, a lot of it just like hits me in a really weird way. It'll be like, oh, like a lot of femboy stuff. A lot of like, oh, would you like hang out? Like, would you fuck a femboy or something? I'm not even doing good justice to it. I can't even do my impression of influencer slop. But the idea of just almost as a performance piece at my age, like churning, like having a big influencer, like back me up and churning out a lot of like, would you date a trans girl? Like that feeling when, like, clocking shit, like just like shitty stuff. Like it kind of seems really funny because I hate that stuff so much. And the idea of like actually taking a shot and being like way too old and just like going for it as an Instagram influencer, like sounds like a funny thing to do to someone with a lot of time on their hands who like just is kind of just like curious to see if they can push it. Because I don't know, I've been pretty successful at porn. I have 50,000 followers. I was top 8% OnlyFans for a while. I do pretty good. I do better than people. I thought, everyone in porn thinks they're making less than everyone else. But there's this one account, 100K followers. I love them. I just think we DM. We've been in the same groups for a long time. Just like one of my peers that I think is the most beautiful person in the whole fucking world. And I just assumed that they made more money than me by a lot. Because like I won't say my numbers, but I do as good as you can be expected for like I do okay. But I make more than them. And I've been talking to people about my numbers and I'm like, yeah, things have gotten worse, blah, blah, blah. But like, I don't know. Like I was at the porn awards. I was at the TEAs on the red carpet, like next to like, like being hit on, in fact, like shooting scenes. Like, I don't know. Like I've done for like someone my age. And my friend pointed out to me, my friend Jamie, who's like really like, I love them because they're like a porn nerd. They like got it. We can talk about porn and they say like studios and names and lore and like they're like really like a nerd for it. And they like really want it and they're really passionate. I really love hustlers. I love people who work hard for it. And I watch how hard she works. And like she makes me realize I'm not a porn star because like the amount of hustle she puts into it is unreal. Like I hustle. I'm like out there. Like I said, I have 50K followers. I'm top 8%. Like I, do scenes with like decent people. Um, like I'm respected enough in my community, and I know that if I kept pushing it, I could keep going. I sort of hit a point with it where like I proved to myself I could do it, and I might go back to it. But my new influencer friends, so they can make a lot more money if I delete all my porn, spend like 6 months like building a parasocial Instagram thing, and then go back to it. It seems like a lot smarter. Like I know like now that I'm learning how numbers work and like ways to approach it, and like the fact that I am hotter now, I have FFS. She gave me a real brutal read. She like went through and she's like you're wrecked this, and this way, but if we change this, and this, and like my haircut girl does it, and like I teach you like this, and this about makeup, like we can work with you. And like that felt good to have someone like an actual like influencer be like, I can work with you. She said I had doll face. She's like, there's like, things we can work on with your makeup, but like you have doll face and that's like good enough. And like I do kind of have doll face now. Also, I'm getting a facelift in like 3 months, which I think is gonna really fucking tie the shit together. Because when you get FFS, he shaves your jaw down, and then like it kind of has a little bit of a droop to it. Not a ton, but enough that like a facelift is gonna make me look fucking awesome. I've said this before, and I still can't get over it. But I don't know. I'm old. I'm over 40. I don't lie about it. I don't give specific numbers because some people like feel very entitled. Like cis women, it's rude to ask a cis women her age, but trans people will like ask me and I'll be like kind of evasive. Like I don't want to like answer Q&As about my like, do you want my social security number too? Do you want to know like if I like why like you being, and some people like won't back down and make it weird and make me very uncomfortable. It's the same thing with asking about your dick. Some people just don't take no for an answer. It's weird. What was my point? I'm like all over the place tonight. You can tell I had a diabetic attack and I'm all crazy. I'm going to go a full hour. It's 42 minutes. I haven't done an hour one in a long time. Oh yeah, influencing. I think I got a doll face. I don't know. That's what an influencer said. And she seemed to know what she was doing. And even if I don't, like, who cares? Like, it's kind of a fun, stupid... Oh yeah, but my friend Jamie, I was like, isn't it kind of like stupid for me to like try to do porn at my age? And she says, no, because you're a thing that hasn't existed before. Like there really aren't trans women over 40. Like they don't really exist. Like they do, but there's not many of them. And like you don't know if there's a demand for that in porn. People might want to watch. Like you know what I mean? Like she was like she's like I'm gonna be doing porn forever. I'm gonna do granny tranny porn. Like you don't know what people want. Like put it out there and see how the numbers do. Like you'd be surprised. And I am surprised because I don't feel like I'm a little surprised every time I have like, a photo of me like without a beauty filter get like 1 million views. Like, oh, there is a demand. Like people like, one, I don't look my age because I constantly get Botox and facial plastic surgery. And two, like MILF is the biggest brand in porn. Like it's not like, it's not like I'm a fucking freak of nature. Like I have huge tits. There are people who want to look at trans women with huge tits. Surprise. Not like the day you turn 39. BBWs. In BBW porn, you may notice the BBWs, the age doesn't really matter. I won't say names, but almost all BBW porn girls, your career, you can start at 19 and you could be 50. And there are girls who are still haven't even slowed down. Because like with BBWs, people don't really seem to care about age. And it might be that way with trans women too. We'll see. But my friend says, although it is like, I am one of the only people taking a crack at it, like, yeah, like, okay, 5 years from now, maybe the girls who are influencing now and who are 35, like, like take a shot at it, see if it works. If not, big fucking deal. Like your Instagram reels didn't do well. I've tweeted photos of me that didn't do well. I would delete them pretty fucking quick. You can tell if, when I was doing retweet groups and promotion, you could tell in an hour if a tweet was going to hit 1 million or hit 0. Like it either immediately blow up or they don't. My friend, I haven't talked to in a long time. It was another real hustler. I love hustlers. She had a Discord where Instagram girls would post different photos and then like try to work the algorithm. They were like raptors attacking the fence. They would like work together to constantly like work the algorithm backwards, see what kind of content did better, how to promote it. Like it was like a very techy, nerdy Discord of like insanely hot girls who were very serious about getting their selfies seen. It's money, it's clout. So there's people who are serious about it. She told me a lot of what makes a selfie blow up or not. She says if like or not a selfie like porn. She said if your clip isn't hitting, it has a lot to do with the framing. And if you just frame your dick a little more, you can like if like you do a photo and it like bombs one day, like reframe it the next day and like just kind of zoom in on your dick and like watch the numbers shoot up because it's Twitter and like close-ups. I don't know. Framing is like such an important part of like succeeding at porn. Framing your dick, which is huge, although not as big as it used to be. I gotta if you don't jerk off, your dick shrinks. And in FFS, I had a 3-month recovery when I was not jerking off. And I come out with a beautiful face, but like a little less. I don't know if it's actually smaller or not, or if I'm just insane. Like, I fucking freak out about me. Most women, trans women have dysphoria about their not having a vagina. But I've never had, never considered like genitals a part of like gender. I never did, even as a kid. I like really just never, like and never I get dysphoric about my dick shrinking. Like I identify as a big dick motherfucker. Like I used to before I transitioned. If you want to see my pre-transition dick pic, that shit was crazy. Like I had a thick 8 inches. It was the shit. Bitches love me. I would just drop my pants. I'm getting on a topic I don't need to. But like going from a giant dick to like simply a large dick, like even though like shut up, Violet, your dick is still pretty huge. Like every centimeter is like a piece of me just dies. Like my whole like I just but so many times. This is I don't know. It's getting a little R-rated, but people have just loved me for that. Like I've dated size queens in my love who like loved me in my 20s. This one girl, she was my lover. She just loved me for my body. That's so special. I would never get bottom surgery. Although maybe I would, who knows? Like I might just do it just to do it. At a certain point, it's like fuck it. Like everybody else is doing it. It's a surgery. Not tomorrow, and I'm not really interested, but like I don't know. I just like trying different things. You know, I just want to like. Everybody's been the scarecrow. Why not do a vagina? Okay. People get that weird one where they keep the PPV, the futa surgery, where they keep the shaft, but then they make a vagina out of your balls. So you can get eaten out while you jerked off. It's a real genital you can have. I like the idea that there's new genitals. New genital just dropped, air horn, ba 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 ba. That's a thing. I was dating somebody who was going to get it, and I'm sad we broke up before they got it. They were a terrible person I was glad to break up with, but like, would have liked to check out that cool new genital. What am I talking about? It seems like I'm stoned, but this is what diabetic attacks do to me. I wonder if this is like the most cancelable shit. It's not, I'm just talking. What, I want to be an influencer? People treated me shitty when I was ugly. Trans pride was like a farewell to a time in my life. I hope. Sometimes I say I like don't like I want to like take a step back from the trans community a little, but like it's fucking hard. I remember when I transitioned, I remember very clearly how hard it was to make trans friends. I was so alone. I didn't fit in. I wasn't accepted by the trans community at all because again, it's very shallow and transphobic. And when you transition at 40 and your first day on the job, you're basically a guy who owns one dress with like lipstick all over your mouth being like, I'm a girl, accept me. Like not going to kill it at the queer lesbian night. Not a hot commodity. Not somebody people feel safe with. Until I got my boob job, I was not queer in anyone's eyes. I would go to queer events and, you know, I did not fit in. It's not accepted. The queer events, queer spaces are some of the least, for places that pride themselves on accepting, they are very elite. And to be honest, like now that I look better, I'm kind of elite. Like if somebody showed up and they were like, you know, a wrecked 40-year-old bricky crossdresser, like who was bald and like had trauma and wanted to cry, like, I don't know, maybe if I'm in the right mood, I'd be polite. And sometimes I try to be, but part of me is just like, God, I didn't come to hang out with you. Like, I'm not here to like join a support group, asshole. Like, I'm fucking trying to be pretty and shit, you know? And like, I was on the other side of that. And it was so hard to make trans friends. I made friends with some of the worst people just because they were trans and they were the only people who'd be nice to me. The kind of people who like, and to be honest, anyone who wants to be friends with somebody in their first 6 months of transition is sus. Why would any normal trans person, and they don't, most normal trans, nobody wants, they're called babies for a reason. I'm an adult. I don't hang out with babies. Call me in 2 years. You'll figure it out. It's not my job to like walk you through this random person I've never met before. I didn't sign up to be part of your support group. And I'm not even being a dick. That's how it was to me, and that's just how it is. I'm just saying what everyone thinks and does and acts. But yeah, I was so desperate for trans friends. And I remember I was friends with some terrible people just because they saw me. And I finally got my boob job, and that was like day one of like actually making trans friends. But now it's fucking hard to make cis friends. I can like go, like it's just hard enough to make friends anyway, over 40, let's be honest. How many 40-year-olds are making new friends? Most of them have like had kids and just like stay home and watch TV and want to die and are dead on the inside. Like I was always a hipster. This was always like aging hipster bullshit. Whereas I can go to like a trans night and like there are like 20 social events with people who want to be friends. It is so easy to make. They also all worship me because I'm like cool and like artistic and I'm really nice to people and you know it's not really hard to impress baby trans people just by being trans. So many people want to be me. I mean, I'm not saying anything about me. It sounded arrogant. Pretty much any trans woman, baby trans people worship you. It's weird and uncomfortable. Another reason baby trans, you know, are sort of their own little, like, don't join the community until you figure your shit out. But it sucks making trans. I want to make cis friends so bad. I want to make movie friends. I don't want to make movies about trans people anymore. Not, I hope this doesn't get clipped if I continue and like, I'm making a movie about trans people. Please listen to my intent. I believe I said I'm blowing off some steam. But I made my movie about being trans. I love it. My movie about being trans is the best movie about being trans, I think. Sometimes I say it's the second or third best. Sometimes I say it's really good. But you know what? In my heart, I think it's the best. I'm sorry. I think if you make a movie, you should think your movie's the best. Like, I'm not being a hater. I just love my movie. It really speaks to me. It's almost like it's about me when I watch it. And I think it's going to come out, and I really think it's going to mean something to people, and I really believe in it. But even if it doesn't, I said what I had to say. Maybe I feel like it's like Clerks. Like, I might make Clerks 2 in like 10, 20, 30 years and make a sequel to it that like is about like some of the themes I explore, which were like early trans themes. Not, you know, there was a year or two being trans was my whole personality. That's also when I was like writing a movie. So my movies, I hope I do it in a way that isn't cringe. And I think I was self-aware with it. I really do. I think I knew that I was cringe when I was writing it, and I wrote that into it. I think it was a movie about knowing you're cringe in some ways. Not that anyone would get that from it, but when I see it, I definitely see a version of myself that like knows. Like I tried to write the worst versions of myself. Like there's 3 characters in my movie, and one of them is about like how embarrassing I was before I transitioned, and one of them is about how embarrassing I was early transition, and one of them was how I imagined myself to be embarrassing one day. Those are the 3 characters. I don't tell people that's how I wrote it because like, you know, I don't think it adds to it, and I don't think it matters. I'm not trying to put ideas in people's head before they see it. I just want the movie to speak for itself. But if you're asking me like what I see and when I wrote it, what I thought about it, my tits are amazing. I can bitch about being trans all day, then it's like, holy shit. Wait till I get another boob job. Fucking awesome. My ex is my biggest fan. LOL. It's a funny shirt. Give it to me. What was I on about? It doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Oh yeah, I'm excited to not make movies about trans people. I said what I had to say. Anything else would be redundant. I want to make a movie that's just a comedy. I just want to make The Hangover. I'll still cast trans actors, probably, just because I think trans people are beautiful and cool. But I'm not married to it. Like, I'll cast Sasha because Sasha's my muse. God, she's so good. I can't believe I got to work with her. I wish I'd written her more scenes. I can't wait to write her more scenes. Maybe I should put it that way. She just showed up. I don't know. Like, I was so working with an actor of her caliber. And we've become friends since that movie. We had a drink this week. We talked about her next movie and like how she's negotiating it. I gave her tips on how to negotiate. I don't know a lot about negotiating, but I do know that when I made my movie, some people fucked me over really hard at the last minute. And it worked for them. I can't tell you how to negotiate, but I can say if you wait to the very last minute and then like jack your rate up and like it's too late to recast, I'm kind of leaving an indie production in a really difficult position. Something many people did to me. I won't tell you the other dirty little tricks that people learn. But I was like, take this advice or don't. But you have more. I think the nicer way to put it is like, you have more leverage than you think, especially as the date gets closer. And it is bullshit to negotiate your contract after you've already agreed. But, you know, people did it to me. And what was I going to do? Recast it at the last minute after you spend like forever finding this person, or like give them the extra $200 or $300 or whatever they're asking for. You don't have a choice. You know who does that? Actors don't really do that often, and it is a shitty. It makes me not want to work with you again. That's for sure. It's just a shitty thing to do to like say one thing and then like change it after you've signed a contract. That's like, I'm not going to say that's good business, but you know who does that is locations. I've had that so many times where like I shot at a bowling alley. I shot my kids show, and it was supposed to be like, I forget, like we paid an amount for the day, and then like halfway through the day they're like, actually we're kicking you out unless you give us more money, and like there's nothing you can do. You just like, and like that came out of my own pocket. They fucked me over. They screwed up my life. Like I couldn't, like it was just like, and like locations pull that shit on you all the time. Not to get into the weeds of finance. I worked at movies that were like below Craigslist, if that's even real. They'd be like word of mouth. I worked on one. It was a gangster coke dealer made a movie about his life. Wrote it in prison. It was the biggest piece of shit ever. Because like drug dealers always think their lives are so interesting. Because like in their mind they're like, oh, it was like a movie when I was doing crime, and it's like, yeah, but like was it, or was it just like you romanticizing your own life to cope with it? But they always have a lot of money, and they always make movies about themselves. It's a thing. Bash. Uh, I'm sorry. I'm genuinely sorry. Be nice to me. I am sorry. But yeah, this guy, and like he shot it on standard def, and like the whole crew was like a PA from Top Chef got his other PA friends to shoot it, and it was shot in standard def, and there were like 9 strippers on set for no reason. And like a back massage person, and he paid everyone in cash at the end of the day. And it was the worst. I want a copy of it because apparently it was so bad it was good. And I would like, I won't say the name. Cut back in. That was a pointless rant, even in an hour-long pointless rant. I don't know. I've been talking to. I'll close this out here. My life's been absolutely crazy lately. The stuff that I can't tell you. People who know me know that I have insane stories. Like every day. I do a game. I call it 48 Hours. It's a game I've been playing where I talk to someone who I haven't talked to in at least 5 or 10 years. Someone from my past. I'll send him an email. I'll be like, yo, Jesse. You're my buddy. We just sort of lost track. I'm going through some shit. You got like 20 minutes to catch up on a phone call? He's like, yeah, sure, man. And I'll be like, and like you catch up with your old friend and it's great. It's nice that you can do that. It's nice to have friends you can catch up with. And I'll be like, ask me what I did in the last 48 hours. And then I will say 5 things that are insane. That are just like, what have I said in this one? I'm going to become a middle-aged influencer because a 24-year-old BBW wants to invest in me to make her movie. God bless. I can't say any of the real stuff that happened. Crazy shit happens. But like, read between the lines. What was my point? I was wrapping up. This is like my closing thought. Oh yeah, my life is absolutely fucking insane. My life is, I can't even get into like 2% of the shit that I could tell you. I fucking wish I could. Oh well. I guess I posted this if you're seeing it. Maybe I do have doll face. That's a good angle. I don't know, man. I'm doing my best. Halfway between the gutter and the stars.